Dr. Doney, tell me about your journey. How did you get to where you are today? And let's start with that. What's your background?
So Ryan, I had been a board certified practicing emergency medicine physician for quite a number of years. And as you may imagine, within this time, I had witnessed firsthand the limitations of the current healthcare system and really addressing long-term healthcare issues. I'd say the majority of my work was managing acute manifestations of chronic illness. And more broadly, throughout my career in medicine, I had seen just too many patients with chronic conditions being managed in a reactionary manner, scant attention paid to preventive care and wellness. And this had ultimately sparked my interest in preventive and precision medicine. Um, I knew there had to be a better way of delivering care. And my conviction increasingly grew that patients deserve a more comprehensive understanding of their health and well-being, a more collaborative, preventive, proactive model. And this ultimately led to my current work here at Biograph.
That's fantastic. And tell us a little bit more about the overall vision that you have for the company at Biograph.
So at Biograph, um, the focus, the work has really been around developing a very member-centered model that would combine advanced diagnostics with, importantly, personalized, actionable insights that our members can apply to improve their health span and lifespan. And I'm very excited at this opportunity. We look to continue revolutionizing these traditional approaches to healthcare. Um, I would say more long term, in terms of the long term vision, um, we are focused on continuing to educate the public on the benefits of preventive care, um, provide an alternative to the reactionary care model. We would like to see a broader adoption of the Biograph model or method. As Biograph continues to grow, we look forward to further developing our methodologies. We really look to scale our innovations. I'd like to create a more accessible mass market solution that really kind of redefines and democratizes preventive care on a population scale.
Tell me more about that scalability. And so, who is Biograph for today? And you mentioned kind of more mass market further down the line. What's kind of the price point and the member-centered model today? And what's the plan for a rollout to go from perhaps a niche market at the outset to more of a mass market longer term?
So currently, Biograph works with many early adopters, but we're just getting started. And we're looking to scale and provide more widely available the Biograph diagnostics platform. And we really view ourselves as the most advanced preventive health and diagnostic clinic. Um, this distinction, I think, is important to our brand and our work, as opposed to, say, the more broad and increasingly diluted category of, say, longevity clinics. We're looking to revolutionize the healthcare experience and to continue to offer these best-in-class diagnostics with this very distinctive member experience. Um, I think an important part of this is that we offer what we believe is the most personalized care plan available within the industry. We take a very evidence-based approach to precision medicine. We collect over about 1,000 data points from 30 plus evaluations, and we risk stratify our members across a myriad of threats to their health and wellness. Um, in particular, we focus on risk assessment within the health pillars of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. Here I'm talking about such conditions as heart attack and stroke, long-term brain health with an emphasis on dementia prevention, metabolic dysfunction, and here I'm talking about conditions such as insulin resistance or metabolic fatty liver disease, and cancer early detection. Um, these conditions collectively represent the primary drivers of morbidity and mortality in our society. And I think very uniquely, we really emphasize a particular focus on our members' quality of life and well-being. So we include assessments of VO2 max or cardiorespiratory fitness, movement quality, strength, and body composition. And we provide access to preventive diagnostics that really are simply unattainable within the conventional reactive healthcare system. So when we look to talk about expanding access to this, both in terms of um, can, rolling out additional clinics in the long term, but as well as providing additional access to, for example, digital means of individuals gaining insights into um, this type of thinking, this emphasis on proactive care, a collaborative model that individuals can begin to gain a sense of agency and knowledge more broadly within um, prevention, precision preventive care.
That's fantastic. I really want to dig in a moment to what the experience looks like as a potential patient, potential customer. But I want to just talk a little bit more about the details on Biograph itself. And in particular, you mentioned, collecting, call it 1,000 data points, um, focusing on some of the quality, the member quality well-being metrics like VO2 max, which we all fundamentally believe are primary determinants of our longevity. Um, but tell me a little bit more about the approach and the science behind Biograph.
So, also real fast, Ryan, if I may, I realized I didn't answer one of your questions, which was um, opportunities within Biograph. So I did want to say that we currently offer two membership opportunities. There's Core, which offers really, we look at it as sort of an unparalleled point in time assessment of health risk, and wellness. And then there's the Black Tier, which provides the deepest insights. Both of these were designed to meet our members' individual needs. Our overall focus really on optimizing health span and extending lifespan in a meaningful way. So when we talk about meaningful way, and here under the direction of our co-founder, Dr. Peter Attia, we really look at applying um, an evidence or taking an evidence driven or evidence informed framework for delivering these insights. So I mentioned earlier our emphasis on sort of these five key pillars of health. Once again, atherosclerotic disease, metabolic dysfunction, long-term brain health, cancer risk and early detection, and all of those quality of life metrics. So we deploy our diagnostics platform in a way that we can gain actually personable risk assessment, risk insights across this spectrum of conditions, and then work with our members. I employ a registered dietitian, a team of exercise specialists to apply, well, rather to take these insights and then apply principles of nutrition and exercise science to really help our members um, reduce their risk across this broad spectrum.
Great. Um, and roll out geographically. So you've launched now in New York. What's the plan?
Well, we definitely have a plan in mind, but for right now, I'd really like to focus, more specifically on the work that we're doing now. As I mentioned, we offer two membership opportunities, which I had quoted to you earlier. And then really right now, it's just continuing to work with our members to help them understand their risk profile, help them understand where they might devote their time and attention and their energies to improving their overall health and well-being.
Fantastic. And just before we dive into the big question, what it's like to be a Biograph patient, can you tell me a little bit more about the team behind Biograph? I know you mentioned, I know you gave your own background. You gave Dr. Peter Attia. Um, Personally, a big fan of Dr. Attia. Has been following his work for a number of years now. Um, Anyone else on the team you want to call out?
Well, In particular, our physicians, our medical assistants, our registered dietitians, our exercise specialists are all in concert and working together with a true focus on prevention, applying evidence-informed, evidence-based science to our members. We devote a lot of time to obtaining a very deep understanding of our members' personal and family medical history, their own wellness and uh, long-term health goals, and really focused on creating or crafting an intervention plan that can help them. Our broad framework includes an emphasis, of course, as I mentioned, on dietetics and exercise. We also look at sleep, physical and psychological resiliency. And like I said, working with our members in a very collaborative fashion to apply the insights that we gain from our diagnostics platform, um, their own um, thinking and concerns about their health and meeting their long-term goals and expectations.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So one of the things I love covering about longevity is the ability to personally experience and try out new products, new services, new platforms. And so, if I were to test out Biograph for myself for kind of a deeper dive right up, um, you know, what does that experience look like for me as a new customer, as a new patient, from start to
Right.
finish?
So really what I think, just standing back and taking the broad picture for just a second before we dive into sort of the more specific experience and what that is like, is really just emphasizing that our member experiences is unlike anything else that's available on the market currently. We emphasize a very thoughtfully curated concierge-like setting. As I mentioned, the experience is executed by our medical team. Um, with a particular focus on preventive care, and we have a dedicated member services team as well to work with our members just to ensure they have an unrivaled member experience. Our members, I should say, we begin working with them before they ever step foot in the clinic. Um, the member experience begins with a pre-visit video call with a member of our Biograph medical team. We work together to gain a very deep understanding of their unique personal and family medical history, their current uh, health activities, um, their preventive health goals, and really just prepping them so that they get the best experience, the best day, get the best insights possible from their clinic testing day. This personalized care continues throughout their Biograph member journey. It includes their clinic visit, but afterwards, this includes all the meetings and touch points with our physicians, our dietetics and exercise specialists. We're really emphasizing understanding not only the results of their diagnostics, but what this means in terms of their personal wellness arc, their personal health journey, and how they can apply these insights um, themselves in their life. We develop a personalized care plan that we then work with them to implement.
That's fantastic. And so, if I went through the experience myself, what do you think would surprise me most about going through that?
Um, I think likely you'd be surprised just by this unparalleled member experience that I just mentioned to you. Um, I hear from most of our members that they're impressed with the personalization, the depth of the diagnostics we provide. We really work very diligently to triangulate these results. Um, and then to apply them to our members. As I mentioned, quite a number of data points from a very broad spectrum assessment. And we take this very system-based, a very comprehensive approach to triangulating these actions. But most importantly, if we really work to take um, insights, um, to turn those into actions, to turn those into outcomes. And in particular, that focus on those five critical health pillars alongside a deep understanding, a collaborative experience with our members, understanding their personal goals and medical history to develop that plan. And I think that overall, like I mentioned, the unparalleled member experience from the second you begin interacting with our member services team, you attend that pre-visit call with our medical team, to understanding and beginning that work with our dietitians and exercise specialists.
Exciting. Two final questions for you, Dr. Doney. First and foremost, looking ahead, what's next for Biograph? Are there any upcoming innovations, expansions, anything you'd really kind of say we should be excited about?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, we're really looking to um, democratize, to spread awareness of the value of this type of preventive care model. We're looking forward to the more broader adoption of this biograph method, this biograph approach. Um, we have a number of exciting initiatives that we're working on. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you as we roll those out. Um, and I really just think that we're at an inflection point, um, recognizing the, the limitations of the reactionary care model that many of us are experiencing, or frankly, most of us are experiencing now, and the opportunity that Biograph represents.
Well, I'm certainly excited for you, Dr. Doney. Anything else you'd like to share with me that you'd like me to include or be aware of?
Um, when thinking back, I really enjoyed the questions that you asked. I think we've got across the main points. Really, just what I would like to emphasize is Biograph is the world's most advanced preventative health and diagnostics clinic. And we believe that this model, the type of member experience we're able to deliver, the types of insights and applications that we're able to deliver, um, really represents best-in-class diagnostics and a distinctive member experience. And as I mentioned earlier, I really think this distinction from this very broad, this sort of diluted category of longevity clinics is really core to our brand. It's really core to our value proposition. And like I said, we look forward to um, this becoming more widely available.
Likewise. Thank you.